So, guys, it's almost New Year's, okay? And so I kind of wanted to go over this past year, like with you guys, and kind of review it. It started out January, I didn't do much at all. I was still getting through dealing with breakup and all that kind of stuff, and trying to figure out where I wanted to go with things, do things. Tried making the one van work, it didn't work, and so tried working on that over the summer, putting all that together. We went on a little trip with it, but I know it wasn't going to work to the point where I was going to be able to take that and for sure be able to drive it for any length of time. And so that's been in my head this whole time. I want to really make sure what I have is a good foundation, because this needs to be a good push start into doing it. If I wanted to become a self-sustaining thing where I'm making videos, and then the whole, like I said this whole time, the whole point of these videos and stuff is to eventually get to a place where I have, that little piece of ground that I can keep coming back to. Not necessarily have a house on it, but just a little piece of ground that I'm coming back to, and just start building out from there. So as I travel around, I always have a spot to come, that little piece to come back to, and then build that up. And as I travel and whatever happens with this goes into that function, and then build it up to the point where I have a place where other people can come and camp there and work on it that way. Because I don't have the ability to physically labor for funds like I did when I was younger. So I don't have that same capability. So since I don't have that same capability that I used to, I'm trying to think of other ways. And so the channel goes into that. And so that really is playing huge, and I know it is, because to say that I was always antsy to make a decision before and jump into stuff, it's kind of an understatement. Kind of goes with that, the whole ADD thing of just can't keep getting your attention. But this really has me focused on wanting to make sure it's the best starter van that I can get on the road with, right? And so when I look at ones and it's not quite right, this is a little messed up, that's a little messed up about it, I want to take that time and go, okay, let's wait a few more weeks. Especially now that stimulus got passed, wait a little bit longer, see what's there, see what comes out. Because I have a feeling that some people may decide that now is the time to sell something too, because people have the stimulus fund, so maybe they'll put something up for sale that they weren't going to quite yet, because they say, well, there may be a chance I can sell it. But it just gives me more options. I'd hate to, because I would kick myself. I'd really kick myself if I got one today that wasn't that great running or whatever, or even tomorrow or whatever, and had I just waited a little bit longer, one would have came up that had a higher top on it, for instance. Like there was that one that came up not too long ago that I thought was perfect, and it was about around where I have funds right now, honestly. Um, and so it's like, don't rush it. There's a couple that I've seen that I've had saved that I've been interested in that are very close to something that I could afford to get. So it's one of those things like I'm looking at, and it sucks, but honestly, for the first time in my life, it's almost like it's weird. It's weird, guys, for me being this old, but I really want to get the right one, you know. Um, because it takes a while for me to even recover to this point. So I really need to make sure I have something good. I can't just, if I just take off with whatever, there's a possibility, there's a possibility that that's the end as far as being able to do it ever again, right? And so I want to play it smart and take my time getting the right band. And it's a lot different process than before because you guys are invested in this with me. Like through either watching or any other ways that you support me, commenting, leaving thumbs up. You guys are supporting me, and so you guys are, you're invested in this too. And so I just have to I keep telling myself, just take that little extra time. Take that little extra time. And it's an odd position to be in because now I'm to where the point where I could just get whatever, right? In whatever condition. Just get whatever cheap thing I can get. And well, I could get lucky and something like that could work long enough, right? It just has to work long enough to where it would get me to get the long-term van solution, right? Whatever that is, whether it's an ambulance or a box truck or whatever. But I could take a chance and maybe it gets me there, but maybe it doesn't, right? Maybe just in repairs that keep happening with the vehicle that I decided to take the lottery shot on, right? Take the lottery shot on. Is this 600, $700, $800 vehicle? Is it going to luckily pull me through? I started playing with the odds in my head, and it's like, maybe if it was something where I was commuting with it, you could risk that. But this is something that I want to be in a longer term thing. And so it's a whole thought process. And I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but it's just, I want to be smart with it, and so I know I've got a little bit longer distance of time, but I don't know for sure. But I know I can afford to wait a little bit longer. And I'm hoping that I get lucky, and I'm hoping that I see something pop up that is like that right thing. And there are things that are close right now, but it's, I don't get the feeling that I want to. I don't even get the feeling like I want to pull the trigger and send a message on them, right? Like it's like, yeah, but if I wait just a little bit longer, maybe I could get something else, or yeah. You know, just that meh, meh. I mean, when I sit down and think about it, it's a situation that I haven't been in, right? Because I feel not pressure, but I feel like if it doesn't work out, it's not just me that's disappointed, right? You guys are disappointed too. And one of the hardest things for me right now is not having, having the van to do the project on. And that in combination with, right, I don't want to be spending money on things, whether it's going different places or doing different things, right? I don't want to spend money on any of that right now, for the explicit purpose of let's put every dollar that I can into getting this van. And I know this is longer than the usual video, and I know everybody's probably not going to stick around, and that's fine. But I kind of had to explain to you guys what's going on, and to kind of let you guys know too that listen to that voice. Take the extra second. I think we all get so wrapped up in, because we're ever since we're born in the country that that I live in, for those that are outside of it, but I mean everywhere around the world these days, but you're taught buy these things, you gotta do it now. And I think the important lesson is take that breath. And so I still have time, right? I still have a little bit of time. I don't need to be freaking out. I don't need to make a rash have to decision. But on the flip side of that, I'm also at a point now where I know I have something, right? So I know I'll be able to get something now. Worst comes to worst, right? Meteor falls out of the sky tomorrow and knocks out part of the house where I'm at right now, and you can't see it for some reason, or any of those type of things. But just knowing that I at least have that now, even though that wouldn't be a permanent solution, okay, it allows me to have a little bit more leeway and going, okay, not taking a breath. That's I kind of feel like I kind of feel like getting to 2021 is that taking a breath moment, right? For everybody. I think watching that calendar turn over is going to be good for everybody, but that's where I'm at with Graham. So I wanted you guys to know that. You know what I mean? Like, the bankroll I'm building up for it is, you know, it's growing a good amount, and so it's going to help out a lot, and we're going to get there. But I wanted to take a minute to breathe. I want to get the right van, and I'll tell you how key that is. How key the right van is. I think a lot of the nomad channels that are out there, whatever, whether they're in vans or they're in RVs or whatever they're doing, had they been unlucky enough to, or not thought about it enough, or didn't think about it enough, and the first vehicle that they went out in just kept breaking down on them, they may not still be around now, right? And I just think about, you know, different people getting different rigs when they first start out. Like when you think about, you know, I think about Chrome when he tells his story about he started out and went and got that van and was paying off all that debt and everything. And he got in that van, right? And he still had payments on it and all that stuff. And it broke down on him multiple times, right? He'd been unlucky enough that that's just the van that he got, and it had broken down on him multiple times, right when he started, right? He wouldn't be doing what he's doing now. So that's where I'm looking at it. Like I've got to now take this and just, even though it's so tempting to just, now that I'm able to just grab that, just wait, right? So anyway, take a breath yourself, and yeah, I'll come back with another video tomorrow. I may just be putting out talkie videos if you guys don't mind that, and just kind of chatting with you about what's going on. I may throw in 2 bob videos here and there. I like to have a funny idea before I do a 2 bob video, though. I just want to make 2 bobs on the screen, kind of like the cranberry zombie thing wants to be, you know, silly, and I got my own little singing group thing. So I'll throw those in too, but a lot of them may be talkie videos for a little while. But I always wanted to keep you guys up to date, and that's, you know, that's where I'm at with it. Is I just thought I'm thinking of an interesting metaphor right now. If you have the chance to step on dry ground or step on a mud puddle filled with rancid water, right? And if you breathe, you can figure out which one you're going to step on. Just saying. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you, and stop waiting for it to happen and make it happen. And it's happening, guys. It's happening. Bye, goodbye. It's happening. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow.